Okay. So hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the project Meditation Around the World. And today our guest speaker is Jānis, who is leading meditation sessions at NGO Calm International Trainings, and also currently studying as a meditation trainer at Oxford Mindfulness. Yes. So hello, Jānis.
Foundation. Hello. Yeah, nice to
Um,
be here.
Very nice that you joined. And could you share a bit more about your meditation journey and how it started?
Yeah, I guess it started in 2014 uh, with me going to India to a Vipassana retreat, the one that's led and taught by Goenka. Um, yeah, uh, I, at that point, I had very limited experience with meditation, really. I had done, let's say, three 10-minute sessions or something like that. And I decided to kind of go all in, hardcore, 10 days of silent retreat, which, if anyone would ask me now, I wouldn't suggest probably as the first experience. But that was the case. And yeah, it was quite intense. But I ended up going to two more times to another 10 days in Latvia, though, both the second and the third time. And yeah, that's how it began. Should I continue how it continued, or
Mhm. Okay. And how was your first session at Calm International Trainings that you led for other people? Or you started leading before that even meditation sessions?
um, yeah, I guess the first sessions I led was as I was learning with Oxford Mindfulness Foundation, which I'm still doing now. Um, uh, because the course I'm doing is very practical. Basically, on the second day, we started practicing and trying to lead sessions, mm, and mostly people who are studying on the course are with some, say, mindfulness background in a way, or at least a kind of established personal practice. Mm, yeah, but the first, let's say, public with the Calm International, I guess it was stressful in a way. But the nice part is that the mindfulness helps, right? Because that's one of the main ideas why I'm doing it is to be able to be aware and kind of manage my stress levels.
Mhm. And how is it's very interesting this program? How is mindfulness and meditation concept taught at Oxford Mindfulness Program?
Um, so it's based mainly on this this course called mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, which has a kind of rich history. Uh, I can go into it if you want or not. But it's basically like a non-religious, non-spiritual, like a secular practice, kind of more based into psychology. For example, like my one of my core texts for this for the course is I need to remember the correct wording. It's ancient wisdom meets modern psychology or modern science. So it's more like yeah, science-based in a way or research-based way of approaching mindfulness.
Mhm. Okay. And how has your own meditation practice evolved over time?
Um, Hmm. How did it evolve? It's fluctuated. I think, um, yeah, I've done different things in different periods, but I guess I did the course, the mindfulness-based cognitive therapy course, as a participant myself in 2016 in Canada. And since then, it's probably the main thing I've been doing. The course, the way of looking at mindfulness, and the practices included in the course. Um, yeah, I guess the consistency has been varied, but yeah.
And also, are there any specific meditation techniques that the study course suggests are very effective for mental well-being? Maybe also, what is a technique that you're practicing yourself?
Mhm. Mm, very effective for brain healing. I guess one of the main, so because the name is like mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, right? So there's this mindfulness aspect as well. Like in Oxford mindfulness, the definition of meditation and mindfulness is a bit separate. The,
Mhm.
yeah, like as in meditation is, let's say, focusing on something, but mindfulness is like a skill, let's say, or capacity that we all have to be in the present moment. And yeah, so one of the ideas is to develop this mindfulness skill, but the cognitive side of it is kind of working on being aware of our thoughts and maybe not giving as much power to them. One of the kind of slogans is that the thoughts are not facts, which often enough, consciously or unconsciously, it might kind of be in our heads that we perceive thoughts as facts, but in reality, they're just like mental events, right? And yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't give them much power, they pass.
And for someone who is very new to meditation, what would be your advice how to start?
Hmm, it's a good question. I think the best, yeah, no matter what approach, but doing it with a teacher. Uh, yeah, because I feel that there's a lot of yeah, especially in the beginning, but I mean not just at the beginning. I mean throughout, difficulties can and will arise, and I feel both for the teacher to kind of acknowledge that it's normal, that it's there, maybe explaining how to best deal with them or how to best approach these difficulties, and as well just for the encouragement to kind of carry on practicing. Because I have a few friends who have tried with trying to kind of start on their own with the apps and so on, which is uh, which is good, and I feel it works for some people. Uh, because a lot of the apps now have like, there's introduction courses and it speaks about the main concepts and so on and so on. Although I do feel that living in the world we live in, which is fairly stressful, the beginning can be very difficult to start to understand, oh, my mind is so busy. There's so many thoughts, and I don't know, this guided meditation is telling me to come back to my breath, right? But all I can do is just be there for 3 seconds, and then the next 3 minutes I'm just, I don't know, wandering somewhere. And yeah, I feel this aspect of someone saying, "Hey, it's normal. That's how your mind is developed," is important. Yeah.
Mhm. And, how has meditation helped personally to you in your journey?
Mm. Yeah. The I mentioned the first retreat I did in India. There was this moment, um, because it was kind of in the north of India, a bit up in the mountains. We were taken there by a jeep, so there was kind of no escape in a way, not mental and not physical. I couldn't just leave, or if I would decide to kind of quit the retreat, I wouldn't be able to kind of walk to the city or something. So I was there, and it was very difficult for me to be with myself because it's silent. Um, we're waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm meditating 10 hours a day, and there's no impulse, right? I mean, I guess then from my subjective perspective, the world was a bit less impulse driven back then, but still there's no impulses, so just me and my thoughts. And it was very difficult to kind of follow the instructions that were given by the teachers. And I remember, and I visited there with my girlfriend, and men and women are separated, and the newcomers sit at the back in the main meditation hall. And there was this one meditation somewhere in the middle of the course. I was sitting in the back, and I was just like kind of giving up on the meditation, just sitting there and looking at the clock. I don't know, even I don't hear it ticking. And I became very vividly aware of the fact that in my head there's this very, very strong thought when I looked to the right side that my girlfriend there was like sitting in a lotus pose and meditating. And there I had the thought that she's doing that, or she's succeeding at this because she wants to spite me in a way, you know? Yeah. I mean, just no, yeah, ego thing. Everything's about me, and the idea was so strong, and I believed it so strongly. But at the same time, I was so aware that it wasn't true because I knew it wasn't true, and I was kind of yeah in love with her at that point, and so on, and yeah, and I mean that was a big moment for me, kind of realizing how living on this, I don't know, automatic pilot, or how thoughts in our minds or in my mind can be very destructive for my own well-being. So yeah, noticing. So I get very long answer, but in short, just noticing things, noticing what's going on in my body, what's going on in my mind, what's going on in my heart, what emotions are present. I mean, yeah.
And, have you taken any other programs since then that have been very impactful to your journey, dedicated to meditation or these topics?
Hmm. Yeah, quite a few, I guess, but the most recent one was here in Latvia, called Dziļumspēks. It was a year-long program, which was held. We met up for 4 times for 3 days, so kind of each season of the year in Lūžņa Stacija. It's with where Juris Rubenis has his spiritual practice center, and yeah. One of the main practices there was like a mindful meditation as well, like a silent one. Um, and there were various other practices, and it was kind of like a what's the word in English? Community-based project. So it was a lot about like building the community of young people because it was for people within specific age range. Uh, Yeah, it was impactful in the sense that yeah, to see that there are a lot of bright, interesting people, young people who care about the world, about Latvia.
Okay. And do you think there are any myths about meditation that you think people have but are not true?
Mm. If I can focus on mindfulness, myths about mindfulness, maybe, but yeah, I mean, what comes to mind first is maybe about uh, that mindfulness would be a way of not thinking of or getting rid of all the thoughts in my head, which is yeah, not necessarily true, because as I mentioned before, it's more about noticing the thoughts. Um, Maybe about relaxation. That's can be a byproduct, but it's not the main focus. Because some, if it's especially on kind of retreats, longer ones, I feel I feel that the idea going there is like, that it's gonna be all zen, and I'm gonna sit there and just I don't know, become tranquil and so on. But mostly it's very difficult because like the things that come up from subconscious and so on, it's just yeah.
Mhm. Okay. And how do you see the role of mindfulness and meditation evolving in a near future?
Mm, I mean, in my life, it's very prevalent already. Uh, yeah, I recently read a quote that resonated with me, which was, uh, "If you really want to learn something, start teaching it," which which made sense. Yeah, so it's but then again, I was in a let's say I was in an event today's Sunday, so on Friday evening, which was like people just gathered around the fireplace uh, and talked. There was no agenda or anything. We just nature, fire, people. And when I mentioned the fact that I'm not teaching, but I'm learning to be able to kind of teach the course of 8 weeks. I feel that most people there didn't have any mm, experience or maybe understanding of what it is. And I mean, here in Latvia, I feel it's better with the newer generation, but there's still a lot of mm, yeah, thoughts of it being very esoteric or spirit, like very religious or something, and then or I don't know. While it's I don't know, it's just a great practice for the mind, right? And I see that it would become more relevant with the way we live with, I don't know, capitalism, stress, AI, and so on.
Mm. Very true. And yeah, the last final question, maybe your top three tips for someone who is just starting their journey of meditation and mindfulness.
Top three tips. Um, First, probably would be anything is better than nothing, even if it's 1 minute, even if it's three mindful breaths, just stopping and connecting with yourself. Um, yeah, so because I feel that a lot of people might kind of put a lot of pressure to start with, I don't know, hour every day or something, and I don't think it's realistic, really. Um, then yeah, I think that. what is not emphasized uh, too much often, at least from my perspective, is the attitudes of that we should take when practicing, which is like very, very prevalent in like what we in Oxford mindfulness teach. It's the compassion towards myself and my experience, the friendly curiosity, not trying to change anything that's going on, just kind of observing and noticing it, being patient. Um, yeah, I think that's the reminding each session or before each session, these are the, attitudes I want to kind of cultivate. Um, and third, yeah, maybe see it as a something, a way I'm being with myself, taking care of myself, uh, and finding some way to enjoy it. So it wouldn't just become like a chore, oh no, okay, I have to sit for it. Um, yeah,
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, good luck with your future journey and projects and ideas.
thank you very much. Yeah, you too.